Hey yo, fox women are built different. Let me clue y'all in. Okay, from what I read, the fox woman or the kitsune can be put into two categories. You got the Zenko, which is just the good side. You know, the cute, lovable, smashable. The type you look back at twice to one to make sure it's real, and two to check out that ass. Ha! Nice. But then you also have the nakitsune, or the bad side. But I mean, how bad could it be when they're evil, right? I mean, it's just a fox girl. It's not like she's gonna turn to the ninetails. Oh shit! Everybody in the village ain't got no health insurance. You need to run!
Run, bitch! Run!
For Black TV, white folks are dead, we're getting the fuck out of here! Let's roll, Jack! Come on, Jack!
Yes, in Folklore, the nine-tailed fox is a pure evil kitsune. And from what I read, the one in Naruto called Kurama actually seems a little bit watered down in comparison to the one in Folklore. Now, I won't get into all the details to save time, but apparently, its kill count is countless. Countless! In other words, they don't even know how many people the original Ninetails even killed. And yes, apparently the Folklore Ninetails was a woman. Now, a nine-tailed Nagasune has to be one of the biggest cons I found with this creature. And I mean, seriously, it can go from being sweet and loving, and you giving it back shots, to being pure evil, manipulative, and violent. And in the Folklore, you'll still be able to give it back shots, but you will die afterwards. Now, you may be wondering how a kitsune actually turns into a nine-tailed fox. And the good news is, it's not immediate. Most of the things I've read say that the tails come with age, and will only gain an additional tail after 100 years. But when it reaches 9 tails, it turns into a Kyubi no Kitsune, also known as a 9-tailed fox. Now once they get to this stage, they gain divine status, and can see and hear everything in the world, as well as emit a fire from its mouth or tail. And in Japanese culture, there's only one well-known one. It was the original, called Tamamo no Me. Now this 9-tails had extreme intelligence and knowledge, manipulation abilities, unadulterated beauty, hypnosis, shape-shifting, and was a master of disguise and a bringer of bad omens. Yeah, this thing sounds worse than all the Spider Woman I mentioned in the other video. Now I have to add that having the 9 tails doesn't seem to make the kitsune immediately evil, or in other words, doesn't seem to be the cause of the evil. So even if a kitsune has 9 tails, it still in theory could be good. So now that we all seen the worst of a kitsune, is it still smashable? Let's check out the pros. Now to find the pros, I look up the gods that these kitsune and foxes were associated with. And in Japanese culture, there was a goddess named Inari, a Shinto deity that was associated with foxes, success, prosperity, rice, and agriculture, as well as many other things, but let's focus on the foxes. Now the foxes were said to be messengers of Inari, and also guards of the rice crops. And these kitsune did this for Inari's protection. So from what I'm getting from all of this is, when it comes to kitsunes, there's levels to this shit. Whether they end up good or bad seems to depend on the kitsune itself. But then again, I have read that if a kitsune is a nakitsune, or a field fox, is more likely to be evil than the other two. And the other type of kitsune I didn't mention before was the Ninko, or the fox spirit one. But the important thing here is, in theory, they can all be good. And if they can all be good, and have the same set of powers as the original Ninetails, that is a huge pro. Especially since they would still have a long list of powers I didn't even mention before. And trust me, the list is very long. Even if you weren't trying to smash a kitsune, it would still benefit you to have it around. And yes, they are all shapeshifters. And you know what that means. You know what that means. You know. She can make that ass as fat as she wants it to be. Yeah, boy. Maybe you want some rice right now. Now, I'm pretty sure you all have at least one fox waifu in your head right now. I can't name all of them, but what I will do is start off with the ones with the worst cons and move up to the ones with none. And with that being said, I have to call out Senko from the anime The Helpful Fox Senko-san. First off, I love this character. She's adorable. She's also very helpful and probably one of the cutest fox girls on this list. But goddamn it, Japan, why does she look like she's 8? And I mean, they have said this multiple times in the show that she is over 800 years old. But come on, she's supposed to be 800 years old or more. She's a kitsune, so that means she should be able to shapeshift. And she chooses to look like this?
Stop the cap.
Don't get me wrong, she's adorable as hell and technically legal. But I think this is more of a moral issue. And I mean, I wouldn't be so mad about it if only she could shapeshift in the anime. She's shown to have many other abilities, including Foxfire, but never showed that she can shapeshift, not even once. And I mean, even the anime called itself out on this during the first episode.
Maybe she lives nearby, but if someone were to see her in a grown man's place...
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
He always gave off a real creepy vibe, you know?
Bruh immediately put her outside. And I did not blame him. And I mean, this is what the average man would do in this situation. And I get it. 800 years old plus is legal. But she needs to shit them titties into at least an H cup, get rid of that pancake she calls an ass, and carry around a license that states she's at least over 800 years old. Do all that, and then maybe you can come back inside. Ain't no one trying to get locked up for this predator ass bullshit. And speaking personally, I'm black. I don't need another reason for the FBI to try to arrest me. You mess with a girl like her despite her age, the FBI gonna be at your door just like this. FBI, open up! And personally, if I was in this situation, I would be like, unless you jerks got warned, get the hell away from my door. A child? What child? I ain't never seen no child, never heard no child, never smelt no steak child. Hell, I don't even want kids. And you know what? Them kids. We ain't got the disrespect up in here. Hell, I can't even spell child. Can you define it? Can you put it in a sentence so I can understand it better? Even if I did have a child, you ain't got no proof. I ain't got no child on a hard drive, no save files, no search history, no disk. I can't even draw the human body correctly, let alone a child. When I see a child in my dreams, I get scared and wake up. So you can trust me on this, I do not mess with them kids. And if there's a small fox girl outside looking scared and confused, tell her I said hurry up and shift that ass so she can come back inside. Daddy needs new cushions. Ha! Giggity. And that's how you handle that. Moving on. There's another fox woman in this anime called Yuzora. Now Yuzora is basically the boss of Senko. She's over 3,000 years old and way bustier. She still looks young, but that's more due to the art style, I think. Now she has at least 4 tails and should be way more powerful than Senko. And if you're wondering how powerful, it says in her profile on the powers and abilities that she's so extremely powerful that not any character in Dragon Ball Super can beat her in a fight. And I mean, read it for yourself, that's what it says. I don't know who wrote this, but I have to say, just because a character could beat Goku, doesn't mean they can beat any character in Dragon Ball Super. Cause I mean, come on. If you know, you know. But since she's cute and those tickle biggies are big, smash. Moving on. And I have to mention, none of these other characters have any cons. At least none that I can find to make anyone not want to smash. But for this video, they are still worth mentioning. So let's go down the list. Yukime from the anime Eminence in the Shadow.
Approve.
Tamana no Mae from Fate Extra.
Approve.
And then second to last character I had to mention, she is literally legendary. Ari from League of Legends.
Approve.
And this last one has no cons. But low key, I couldn't even type her name in without finding some Rule 34 of this character. And I mean, there's art of her everywhere online. Everywhere. If you play Overwatch, you already know what I'm talking about. It's Kiriko. I know now why that game lasted as long as it did. And it sure as hell wasn't for its gameplay. Now, by now, you probably have a general idea of what the pros and cons are for a fox girl. But tell me, did I miss any that you could think of? I know in this video, I didn't compare the kitsune to a normal fox, and that's because a kitsune by itself seems to be a whole different beast than a normal fox. Sure, they both have fur and can be very mischievous, but besides that, there's nothing that says that a kitsune acts anything like a normal fox. Besides, a kitsune is basically just a fox goddess, so most of their habits and mannerisms can be very different. But I could be wrong, I'm not professional, so feel free to correct me in the comments, tell me if I missed any cons that you thought of, and let me know who you want me to do next. And y'all have a great day. Bye!